AFC Bournemouth, the side from the south of England, their rise to the Premier League was remarkable, and quite surprisingly, despite being such a tiny club in the grand scheme of things, they have survived a decent amount of time in the Premier League. But this is threatened. Bournemouth, at the time of recording, are deeply entrenched in the current Premier League relegation battle. And with only a few rounds left, time is running out to save the Cherries from relegation back down to the Championship. Today, we look to save Bournemouth. We look to rebuild Bournemouth and take them from a relegation battle to the top of European football. Today, we are rebuilding AFC Bournemouth. But lads, we are on the grind for 400,000 subscribers, and still, over 90% of you watching the video right now are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure, if you're new around here, that you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. If you have not had the pleasure of seeing a rebuild video in the past, here are the rules. So the main objective is to win the UEFA Champions League. Every game in the rebuild is simulated except for the Champions League final. The transfers can be as unrealistic or realistic as we like. There's a big focus on the transfer window. And finally, of course, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. There's the rules, let's get into the rebuild. But lads, here's a look at our starting 11 for season number 1. Overall, not a terrible side, definitely a fair bit to work with here, but we are going to have to make some improvements to the side. So let's get into the transfer business and see what we can do with Bournemouth early on here. We are going to start off with a defensive improvement. It is Nicholas Stark coming across from Hertha Berlin, £14.3 million for the German. And we're also going to make another defensive signing here, this time at the right back spot, as we bring the Moroccan defender Nasser Mazraoui into the club from Ajax. Trying to get rid of a lot of the older players in the squad, a lot of the players that are worth a decent amount, that are getting on in age a little bit, at least in FIFA's eyes. But the first of those is Dan Gosling off to Union Berlin here for 5.3 mil. And we have decided to sell Adam Smith here to Boca Juniors in Argentina. A young English talent coming into the club here. It is Harvey Barnes joining us from Leicester City, heading down south for 15.7 mil. One player in, one player out. Steve Cook headed to Ajax. And Charlie Daniels, quite an upgrade for him there. He gets to go play for Tottenham. I was in two minds on whether I sold Joshua King in this first season, but I have decided that we have enough money to go in for a decent improvement at the attacking mid spot. So Joshua King is off to La Liga. Same deal with Junior Stanislas. He is out of the club, off to Genoa in Italy here for 3.85 million. And one of our younger players here, Jack Simpson, out on loan for the next season to Bologna. Gonna suss out the squad and see what we can do in terms of things at the attacking mid spot. I might even play Harvey Barnes there to start things off. In fact, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna play Harvey Barnes at attacking mid to kick things off. But halfway through the season, well, on the 1st of January, we are in a strong position. Definitely not the strongest. We're only 5 points out of the relegation zone, but 13th right now is better than I expected. Gonna look to make a huge shift up front here. Still got a lot of money left over from the opening window, and now we have 17.7 more million pounds to work with, as we have sold Callum Wilson to AS Monaco. And there it is, lads. No need to mess around. We have signed Moussa Dembele from Lyon here, 42 million pounds. As a Fulham fan, seeing Dembele doing so well makes me happy, but Moussa Dembele coming here to Bournemouth. So there we go, Dembele in, Wilson and Boruc out. Boruc is still the club for the rest of the season, but he's leaving on a free next year. But it's a very striker-orientated window. Can Dembele get off to a strong start in the Premier League? Get in there, lads. We have finished off season number 1, surviving relegation. We had a much improved second half of the season here, finishing in 13th position. But in terms of points, we finished 19 points ahead of Sheffield United, who have been relegated alongside Norwich and Southampton. At the other end of the table, however, Liverpool, no surprise to see them winning the Premier League. Manchester United have taken down Burnley to win the FA Cup. Man City are Carabao Cup winners. Same deal with the Champions League, Man City winning that over Liverpool. And Borussia Dortmund are your Europa League champions. So there it is, lads. Season 1, nothing insane, nothing too bad happening. We've laid decent foundations, survived relegation. We need to crack on now and continue our rise up the table. Season 2 begins with another defensive improvement. I feel like I've made a lot of defensive signings here, but Angelino is coming across for £21.1 million from Man City. Overpaid a little bit, but obviously we know how good he is predicted to be, so it's a investment, a worthwhile investment. Harry Arter has come back from his loan spell at Fulham and been shipped out of the club on a permanent deal here, headed to Selhurst Park. And I have decided to sell Diego Rico here, the Spanish left back, headed back to his homeland, headed to Valencia for 10 mil on the dot. Mark Travers is someone that I feel like can be a good backup goalkeeper for us at points in this rebuild, so I'm going to keep him having game time. He's going to head down to the Championship, spending the next year at Sheffield United. Asmir Begovic, what a legend he is. He was on loan last season at Milan, and now I've decided to sell him for a permanent deal, £3 million to Independiente. And in a move I wasn't expecting to make this early, I have parted ways with Lewis Cook. Not a smart move in real life, but £17.3 million. It's going to allow us to go and get an improved midfielder, that's for sure. Jefferson Lerma, I might be wrong in saying this, but I feel like he was Bournemouth's club record signing at one point. Anyways, he's definitely not our club record departure because he's headed to Lazio on a reduced rate of 10.8 million. We have gone and signed a massive improvement to our midfield here. Scott McTominay joining us from Manchester United for £27 million. In real life, he's just extended his contract at Old Trafford, but in this alternate reality, he's now a Bournemouth player. And Lloyd Kelly, the young left back, is out to Real Sociedad on loan for the next year. So a pretty busy transfer window there for us. 2 players in, but definitely focused on quality over quantity. Angelino and McTominay, great additions to our side. A lot of talent out, but definitely the players in outweigh them. Quick little look at how the squad is progressing. A younger core, that is for sure. Very happy with how the side is turning out right now. Dembele already at an 84. Ramsdale's growing. Ake's growing. Very, very interested to see how the first half of this season pans out for us. It has panned out significantly well. We are continuing to grow and grow and grow. 9th right now in the Premier League, 29 points. Very happy with that start to life. I am going to shake things up a little bit here. Just like Lewis Cook, I did not expect to be selling Aaron Ramsdale this early, if at all, but West Ham came in with an offer, £17.5 million. I have accepted it. Let's go see what we can do in terms of improvements. Now that is an improvement. Paul Lopez coming across here, £51.5 million from Roma. Definitely splashed the cash on the Spaniard, but 85 rated already. That's a 6+6 improvement on Ramsdale. I am stoked with that. A very focused January transfer window here. A keeper out, a keeper in. I'm happy with that. I'm stoked with that. Let's crack on and see how the second season finishes up for us. So we have gone up in terms of our placing. We've finished in 8th position, on the cusp of Europa League football, but unfortunately haven't got there just yet. But compared to last season and compared to Bournemouth in real life, very happy with how things are going. All 3 of the promoted sides have been relegated. However, West Brom, Fulham and Leeds all headed down to the Championship. Man City get their hands on the FA Cup. Man City get their hands on the Carabao Cup as well. I'm pretty sure they won the Premier League as well, so that's a domestic treble for City. They've gone back to back in the Champions League. Pep Guardiola, get them off the PEDs. A trophy they can't win, however, is the Europa League. AC Milan have done that. Just a quick little look at how some of the players are progressing. Very happy to see players like McTominay growing quite nicely. Dembele at an 86 now. Definitely headed in the right direction with this Bournemouth team. But that is Season 2 done and dusted here with the Cherries. Crack on with Season 3, make some improvements, and potentially push for European qualification. Let's go! I'm not sure what it is with some of our players going to bigger clubs, but Ryan Fraser is headed to Chelsea, And we've got a good price for him, £26 million. I will happily take that. Taking our side to the next bloody level here, I have signed Memphis Depay for £61.4 million from Inter Milan. So I'm going to put Harvey Barnes from centre attacking mid to the left mid / left wing spot. Depay jumps straight in at centre forward / cam. 86 rated. Welcome to the Dutchman. Not the craziest window at all in terms of quantity, but definitely, again, I keep hitting it home, but quality is so important. Depay in, Fraser out. What a pickup. So with Depay in our side now, our team is so much more formidable. 286 players, 85 Lopez, 84 McTominay. Things are coming together quite nicely. Okay, I will happily take that. Heading into this season, I was like, if we can get top 7 and get Europa League, I would be stoked. Right now, we are 4th in the Premier League. We are sitting in a Champions League spot. Liverpool leading. We've got a bit of ground to make up to get safer in the top 4. But that is a very good start to the 3rd season. I'm going to limit myself to just the one pre-contract signing in this Bournemouth rebuild, and we are making it right now. Donny van de Beek joining us on a free deal next season from Ajax. Really going to push us up that extra level. 87 rated right now at age 24. Very keen to see what the Dutchman can do with us. Him and Depay surely are going to have a good little link up there. That's not all the business we're interested in doing here in January though. We have sold Nasir to AC Milan. The Moroccan leaves for 40.9 mil. And we pick up his replacement here for only just over the price we got for Nasir. We have signed Lucas Klosterman from Real Madrid. £47.5 million. That is a great pickup. Our team just keeps going from strength to strength. Van de Beek and Klosterman into the club. We're going to be very good very soon. Well, I mean, we're good now. We're in the top 4. Can we stay there though? That's the big question. Yes, we can. And we've done it with like a decent amount of ease. We finish in 4th position, 8 points ahead of Chelsea, but then 8 points behind Manchester United. But we have qualified for Champions League football in season number 4. The 3 relegated sides, however, this season are West Ham United, Sheffield United again, and then Cardiff City. Straight up, straight down. We get our hands on some silverware as well, fellas. We have won the FA Cup with Bournemouth. Let's go. We get some silverware, finally. No Carabao Cup for us, however. Chelsea get that privilege. Liverpool have taken down Barcelona to win the Champions League here. And AC Milan, they win another Europa League title. In terms of the stats for this season, our top goal scorers, Dembele with 28, Depay with 25, and Harvey Barnes with 20, have clearly all carried us. What a season from those lads. So everything going to plan in season number 3. Could not be happier with the season we had. Van de Beek coming in next season. We're in the Champions League. I am very, very curious to see how we perform. There it is. There is visual confirmation of Donny van de Beek, now a Bournemouth man. We are not here to mess around this season, lads. Milan Skriniar coming across from Inter Milan. The Slovenian joins us for £63 million, 90 rated. That is a pickup and a half, baby. Let's go. And since we have Skriniar to partner Ake in the defense, it's time to sell on Nicholas Stark. Time for the German defender to head back to the Bundesliga, signing with Leverkusen for 40.2 mil. We have also shaken things up a little bit here in the midfield. Philip Billing growing nicely, but I want to take the side to the next level. The Danish midfielder off to Valencia for 48 mil. So there we go. Skriniar in, Stark and Billing out. Happy with the squad so far. Still room for improvement, but I'm pretty interested to see how we go in the Champions League. Just a quick little look at how the squad looks now with Skriniar and Van de Beek. I think this might be, I'm probably going to look to improve at the right mid spot, potentially left back as well, but definitely the squad heading in the right direction. We have been placed into quite a difficult group, however, for the Champions League. PSG, AC Milan, who are the reigning Europa League champions, and Shakhtar Donetsk. So the goal needs to be getting out of the group. I expect us to get out of the group, but I've certainly been more confident in the past. Oh my God. We have finished in second in the group. So we're into the round of 16. But bloody hell, ourselves, PSG and Milan all finishing on 11 points, and we only head through because of head-to-head. I mean, Milan had the best goal difference. Surely it's on head-to-head. Regardless though, we're into the round of 16 and we're versing Bayern Munich in the last 16. That is going to be a big challenge for us. Ladies and gentlemen, Bournemouth are going on a title challenge here in the Premier League. We currently sit 2 points behind Liverpool in the Premier League this season. Can we get our hands on a Premier League title? That would be nice. So yeah, I've pulled the pin on it. David Brooks has been sold to Athletic Bilbao. Pretty sure that doesn't fit in their club transfer policy, but you know what? I don't care. Show me the money. This is what I'm talking about, lads. Bernardo Silva, a +8 upgrade, and we've only paid 7 million for what we sold Brooks for. Bernardo Silva, now a Bournemouth player. This is insane. And there it is, lads. Also deciding to upgrade at the left back spot. We had one Spanish left back in, what's his face? Angelino. And now we've gone and brought in another Spanish left back in Alejandro Grimaldo. Wanted to say that a little bit more exotically, but we've signed him for 48.8 mil. I'm also thinking in terms of depth now. I've got a great starting 11 here, but I want to get some depth on the bench. And Yang, a backup striker here for Dembele. He comes across for 33.1 mil. So there we go. A pretty full-on January transfer window. But I love the side we have now. Let's see how far we go in the Champions League. Here we go, lads. It is time for the Champions League round of 16. Bayern Munich, the first leg at home. The thing we need most is a clean sheet, and we're going to get a 3-1 win. Great stuff there. They get a goal through Lukaku, which makes me a little bit worried, but we have a 3-1 lead heading into the second leg at the Allianz. Recently, I did a footballing trip around Europe before Rona hit, and I got to go watch Bayern Munich play at the Allianz, one of the most beautiful stadiums I've been to. That is where we travel to today. And we get a 2-1 win. Ake with an injury though, which makes me a little bit worried. But we're into the quarterfinals with Bournemouth. Another massive challenge for us though. It is Liverpool versus Bournemouth in an all-English quarterfinal clash. The first leg is on the road here. As we travel to Anfield, we need away goals. Now we've got a little bit of a disadvantage. Ake is injured here. The first leg is a 3-2 win, but oh, we've got a narrow lead. We've got 3 away goals, but Barnes has been red carded and Skriniar has been injured. That could be worrisome for us. So it is the second leg here. We're fielding a very weak side. We've got Kelly and Metham into the side. Also, Danjuma comes into the starting lineup. We've got a 3-2 lead. The scoreline is a 2-1 loss, but I think that means we go through to the semi-finals on away goals rule. I'm just doing 3, so 4, so it would be, yeah, we'd be going through on away goals rule. Let's go. Things just aren't going to get any easier here. We have been matched up with Barcelona in the Champions League semi-finals. Bloody hell, I hope Messi retired. Messi hasn't retired, and they've got Haaland. We lost 2-1, not ideal. Okay, lads, we need a big performance here in the second leg away at the Camp Nou if we're going to get ourselves through to the final. Barcelona have 2 away goals, which helps them. We need to score. We need to score twice. If we win this 1-0, we still are eliminated based on away goals rule, and we're eliminated, lads. Out in the semi-finals, Barcelona taking us down. So close, but yet so far. Unfortunately, we have not won the Premier League title here. A slight little drop off in the second half of the season, finishing up in 3rd position in the Premier League here, but at least we still have Champions League football ahead next season. All the promoted sides just keep getting relegated here. Leeds, Fulham and West Brom have gone up, down, up, down, up, down. We have unfortunately lost the Community Shield at the start of the season, 2-0 to Liverpool. And we could have almost gone back to back in the FA Cup. I feel like the moral of this season, or the story of this season, is so close. The Carabao Cup continues to elude us, however, Liverpool winning that. Makes me feel a little bit better knowing that we lost to the Champions League winners. And the Europa League has finished in an all-Italian final, Lazio coming out champions. Only one goal away from a Champions League final. We have Season 5 to surely go all the way. Let's make some improvements, let's make some signings, and let's get the job done. My mind is locked in, lads. We are trying to win the Champions League this season, and we are trying to make the squad better at every single possibility. And we have done just that here. Julian Brandt, the latest addition to the side, coming across from Dortmund. Trying to think about the squad in terms of injuries, because obviously that was a bit of an issue for us last season. Tony Kroos, never expected to see him in Bournemouth colours, but he is a very good player to sit on the bench for us. Same with this man here, Ruben Vezo. He was on my shortlist in Season 1. It was between him and Nicholas Stark on who I signed. We've finally signed him here, the Portuguese defender, coming across for 25.5 million. So there we go. We knew what we wanted to do, and we have done just that. Brandt, Kroos, and Vezo all into the club. And in terms of the Champions League this season, once again, we are in the same group as AC Milan, so very interested to see how they go. AS Monaco and CSKA Moscow in the group as well. So again, a challenging group, but not as challenging as last season, I would say. Also, quickly, I remembered I forgot to show you guys the starting lineup. So this is how the team looks. Safe to say it's a pretty cracked outside. Ourselves and AC Milan comfortably through to the Champions League last 16, and we have finished top of the group, not a single loss. An interesting last 16 opponent. Last year it was Bayern Munich. This year we're heading to Germany once again, this time taking on RB Leipzig. Man, I would love for us to get a Premier League title here at Bournemouth. Currently in the exact same position from last season, 2 points behind the lead. Let's see if we can right the wrongs of last season. But I have done no business here in the January transfer window. I absolutely adore the team we have right now, and I am very confident and very hopeful that we can go all the way this year. So here we go, lads. The away leg up first, heading to Germany, grabbing the passports, off we go. You guys know what I'm after. I want away goals, and away goals are what we get. A narrow 2-1 lead over Leipzig, but 2 away goals on the board. So quite simply, Leipzig have to score goals here. We just need to make sure we do our job, not get any injuries, not get any suspensions, and get ourselves through to the quarters, which is exactly what we do. A 3-1 result here. Dembele picking up the brace. Quarterfinals always seem to be where we come up against our toughest opponents. Atletico Madrid this year. That is very, very tough. Again, we are on the road for the first leg here. Please give me away goals. I feel like Oliver Twist. Please, can I have some more away goals? But anyways, I don't know what I'm doing there. But we're going to win 2-0. That's exactly what I need to keep doing. If I keep embarrassing myself with terrible Oliver Twist impressions, then we'll win a rebuild in Season 2 every single time. Second leg here, back at home, back at the Vitality Stadium. And are we through to the semi-finals? Yes, we are. Back where we belong. A 4-1 aggregate win. Oh, dear. Tell me, is this deja vu? Barcelona in the Champions League semi-finals. This is the ultimate test to show how far we've come, hopefully. We have the away leg up first here. This is where we desperately need to set ourselves up. That's how Barcelona set themselves up last year. The scoreline after the first leg is a 2-1 win. Let's go. That's one part of the mission done. FIFA gods, I'm looking at you right now, in the eyes, man to man, FIFA lover to FIFA lover. Please, don't let Barcelona screw us over here. Help us be strong. Help Moussa Dembele score 700 goals. Let's go. The second leg, at home, is another 2-1 win. We're through the Champions League final. Let's go. Come on. Very interesting. We're facing Napoli in the Champions League final. Taking a look around the ground at the other leagues, however, and it is another Europa League title here to Valencia. Come on, lads. The Cherries are Premier League champions. Let's go. We win the league by 1 point over Man City. giving Bournemouth their first ever Premier League title. At the other end of the table though, it is Bristol City, Crystal Palace and West Ham all going down. And we get our hands on another FA Cup title here with Bournemouth, demolishing Man City 3-0. Oh, we could have done the domestic treble. We could have done the domestic treble. Wolves beating us on penalties. But as we take a look through the squad report here, through the overalls and all that, to have a look at the squad ahead of this Champions League final, I'm so happy with the team we've put together. Finally, for the first time in what feels like forever, we have a full strength squad in the Champions League final, and hopefully we can get the job done here. Very, very curious to see what the Napoli side of things is looking like, but we're going to do our job. Keen to see how some of the lads step up and keen to see if we can come away as European champions with Bournemouth. Fellas, it is time. Bournemouth versus Napoli. Let's bring it back to the south of England. Come on, let's see. Nope, I was about to say, let's see if we can get ourselves an early goal, but Napoli might be able to do the same here. Just jockeying against Jesus. Up against Ake. Don't let them get a shot off. They go back there. They shoot it! Oh my god, I thought they hit that one in the back of the net for a second there. Napoli fired off a few warning shots, but we get to go forward here. Silva, I'm seeing you in the middle, Dembele. We're going to put it in. That's a beautiful header and goal! Moussa Dembele putting us in front beautifully. He did a great job there, Dembele, to evade the Napoli defender. The ball came in. He was behind the defender beautifully. They need to be more excited, but we're 1-0 up here. Come on, let's start the second half off on the right foot. Tough angle here. See some players in the middle. Goes in. Air swing. Shoots it. Saved. Get it. The follow-up. No, we're not going to. Bloody hell. What an opportunity squandered. Come on, lads. We're getting opportunity after opportunity here. Need to get a second goal to make sure Napoli don't make us pay. It's tipped over. Get the follow-up. No. Napoli on the potential counter. You got a gaping hole down the right-hand side. Whoa, that's a beautiful ball. Come off your line. Come off your line after that late. Chips it. Bloody hell. Need to be more decisive there, but credit where credit's due. That's a lovely little cheeky little chip from Ousmane Dembele. No need to mess around, lads. Van de Beek with the pace. Going there. I see the run. Julian Brandt. Scores it. What a response. Only a few minutes later, like 10 minutes later, we have already reclaimed the rightful lead. Come on, counter-attack to potentially ice it. Brandt. Come on, 1-2, yes, they've lunged in. Dembele, he's got the pace, getting past Koulibaly, 1-on-1 with the keeper, hits it, scores it. That's surely the Champions League coming to Bournemouth. Lovely finish from Dembele. It's been Dembele central in the final. But our Dembele might have just secured a Champions League title for Bournemouth. Let's go, lads. That's the full-time whistle blown there. AFC Bournemouth, for the first time in the club's history, are Champions League winners. Lads, if you enjoyed today's rebuild, make sure you leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. I'll let you savor the title celebrations. It's been JarradHD here. I'm out. Peace.